Yeah. As we proceed, yeah. I'ma give you what you need. Yo, hey yo, I met this dude when I was 10 years old. And what I love most is he had so much soul. You see, he was old school when I was just a shorty. Never knew throughout my life that he would be there for me. He always whispered in my ear when I was feeling down. Damn, I'm glad I had hip hop around. He would lend me an ear throughout my darkest nights, and he knew just what to say to make me feel right.
All right, yo, what's good? This your boy Bridge, HipHopPeriod.com. We're here at Everybody's Records to actually get ready to promote this Hip Hop for Everybody Cash Mob, October 23rd. As you see behind me, we got a panel of the city's elite, most aggressive movers and shakers, the tastemakers of hip hop in the city. So we're gonna sit here and talk a little bit about what's going on locally, what's going on globally, and how Everybody's Records has really sustained all of the storms, because it's the last one and only standing in the city record store. You know, so it's got a lot to offer, and we're gonna chop it up today. Everybody introduce yourself first.
My name is Brandon Lee. I'm an MC from Cincinnati.
G Fresh, OG, helped start Scribble Jam, did B-Boys Underground for years, Third Finger Record Pool, produced music, just stay on the scene a little bit.
DJ Bruno, CEO Uptown Radio 513, Cincinnati's #1 radio show. Also was part owner of Soak and Wet Records, one of the first record companies in Cincinnati, and producer.
AC the Entity, rapper, used to be producer. What's up, everybody? DJ Philly, CEO of Philly Productions, / producer, / beat maker. I mean, it's been going since '85, really. That's about it.
What's going on? This is MC Till. I'm an MC and one of the co-founders of The Corner, which is a multimedia platform, storytelling platform to introduce real, raw, organic hip-hop to kids.
That's what's up. Salute. We appreciate you fellas coming in and just giving us the opportunity to share your experiences with the world via hip-hop for everybody. The Cash Mob again, and we're going to always plug it. And salute to Upward Mobile as one of the sponsors for the event as well. But I just want to really try to jump right into it. The purpose of this sit down is to talk about hip hop locally and globally, and the spark of that was the Cash Mob. MC Till, can you help us out? Share with us what's that all about?
Yeah, so when I first came to Cincinnati, one of the first stores I came to was Everybody's. I thought, wow, they have a really good hip hop section, and it's not just some mainstream stuff, but some really good stuff. So I've always enjoyed this store, and a couple years ago we threw this Cash Mob just to have a party, bring a bunch of people out and support Everybody's Records. And we thought, hey, let's do it again, but this time let's get the hip hop community involved and just come out and rap, do some performances, and just show love. So that's kind of how it came about.
That's what's up. So we just kind of let it grow into a commercial, and then thought it would be really good to have some of the veterans and some of the younger guys here to talk about exactly that, hip hop and the local scene. And you know, again, to reiterate, Everybody's Records was the first, or excuse me, is the last record store standing in this city. Can anybody share their first experience here?
Yeah, I actually grew up right around the corner from here, so my first actual tape, CD, everything came from here. So I've been coming here since I was probably about like 9 or 10.
That's what's up.
So still come here from time to time just to check the used section and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's feel kind of weird to be in a record store. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the only one standing. Everybody's getting their music online.
Yeah.
You know?
Just to ad-lib around that, I've been going since, not here, but go back to Globe, you know, joints like that. But when I got here, I just said forget Globe because they got a more variety of selections, you know. And shout out to Ill Meal because she been getting connections to make it all up happen over here too when she was here. But ever since I came up here, you know, it's like this my joint, this my spot right here. I mean, it ain't no other place better than everybody's for real. That's why it's still sitting here today, even though it went through. They was trying to shut it down, but we wasn't gonna let that happen.
You know, I equate the other record stores that are no longer here to like hospital food.
Right,
and
exactly.
when I walked
like
into this
Phil's
place,
Records,
it was like soul food.
right,
for real.
Phil's Records,
First time I walked in.
Record Arcade, you know, and so on. You know, it's a whole bunch of them because I mean they thought they can really outdo everybody's.
Yeah.
And really they couldn't because they had a variety of selections and it's stuff you can't beat. Besides the R&B, hip hop, you got the folk, you got rock, blues, country. I mean, a whole variety of things. Even stuff that come from Germany. You know, you can't get that nowhere. Nowhere.
Yeah, I've been definitely coming here for a while, and I probably been broke even over the years because I didn't turn in so many records over here. Woody can attest to that. He's come up here about 7-8 tubs, like, yo, I need some money. But yeah, I mean, you look around, you look on the walls, the posters, and I've been here when artists have been here, and they make sure they come and stop here at everybody's records. You know, it's owners and everything, they work with you. Just got a real good feel of what vinyl is all about, which is very essential to hip hop music. You know, from the early ons, from, you know, jazz, blues, reggae, all the amalgamations of music that help make hip hop. It's all here in one spot. And, you know, you just look around, you can see all the artists and people that come and pay homage and respect here. Yeah. So it's a very good place to. And I ain't been here for years. I feel kind of guilty.
Let me ask Bruno over there being quiet, because Bruno's in tune. He's probably, I follow his timeline just like I follow my timeline. You know, he educates the city and on what they should do and how they should do. But what I like for you to do, brother, if you could just tie in the importance of how valuable a record store really still is. You know what I'm saying? To what's going on.
Well, a lot of these guys don't understand the importance of a media outlet, period, anymore. This is one of the most important because this give you a platform that you can't get nowhere else. You can't get a lot of this stuff online. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got to come in here to retrieve it. It also puts your face in front of a lot of another audience that you normally wouldn't have. Mm-hmm. You know, places like this, to me, gives our city, it keeps our city a step above a lot of others, because once the artists get done with the music, they really don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Putting it in places like this, give them a chance for them to be heard. Mm-hmm. You know, for them just being here, period. You know, what other record store, you know, that the industry artists will come in and stop in and make sure just to shake some hands and say thank you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the real importance of places like this, man. It's just being the iconic stop. Is that a good way to say it? The iconic stop for music. So that's just really my opinion of it.
Let me ask you something. What's the difference in the shopping for music today than it was maybe 20 years ago when the record store was still relevant?
The only difference is for real availability. The way they doing it now, everything's online. Touch of a button is right there for you. Here you used to have to come through and really get into the music, sift through the catalogs, you know what I mean? You was buying music just off the cover alone. If the cover was hot. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try this record. You know, you might not have knew that artist, but that cover hot, I gotta try this record. You know what I mean? It's learning a lot of new music that way.
Ain't it safe to say that the record company is one of the essential parts of hip hop? Because that's where we started from. We started from vinyl.
Exactly.
It didn't start from CDs.
You know, the vinyl, everybody say it's a pastime, but it's not. They still use it big as a day. I had an artist come through the station not too long ago. That's what he had. He didn't have no CD, he had vinyl. He went and got it pressed up.
I come up on the DJ Premier, man. I was sitting in the store with Primo and Fat Beats, A1 Records in New York, and really shop for vinyl. I mean, like hours just sitting around. So, and then like you said, it kind of bridges the gaps of cultures and markets that I've never ever seen as an independent artist. You could go to the record store and meet some real people or whatever, and
a lot of DJ
perhaps get yourself
relationships
played.
started right here in this store. You know what I mean? So that's the most valuable thing the store brings is relationships. A lot of relationships started right here.
Absolutely.
In this store.
And even to elaborate on that, because I run a record pool, and it was a lot of my DJs I got just being up here, seeing who's looking at what kind of records. Like, yo, man, what you come on?
Yeah, dudes be having stuff under a towel. Like, what's that? Don't worry about that.
We're telling the secret, man.
Right. I don't want him to get what I got. So, but yeah, this is a place, it's ground zero. DJ's gonna come, they're gonna be here. There was the record arcade, and but everybody's was about central to the city, from downtown, from north side, whatever. Everybody's coming here to everybody's to go through their thing. And I knew when we got a record that hadn't broke yet in the record pool, I knew I could find it up here. And when it broke, and it was all gone here, y'all was asking me we gonna get resurfaced again. The smart ones kept their records until they was sure it wasn't gonna break. But yeah, this is it's a good spot for DJs to hover around and see who's doing what, and put their flyers up, and Woody lets you put it, help you promote your own business up here. As an artist, they've done consignment up here, which is important, especially early on when we were still pressing vinyl as early record labels and whatnot. So he would put it on consignment. That's better than I ain't gonna sell it at all. So you sell it, you get paid. You don't, you can come back and get them.
Well, let me just ask this. Where else can you go and look on the wall of a record store and see King Records up on that wall? Nowhere. King Records is up on that wall. You got your King shirt up there. Of course, you got your James Brown up on the wall there. Of course, the camera can see that, but man, that's why I support a store like this, because they definitely support the local scene. And of course, when James Brown was rocking his stuff, and then Otis and all the boys, of course, that's where we get our samples from as producers. And the store to do that shows to me that the affirmation that the store loves our local scene, loves our community and music, and loves what we have grown to be, and our historic values of the city that has brought to the music industry. So I appreciate that, everybody.
How much does the internet play part in the stagnation of the independent artists?
I think it's the internet's nice because you could just put something out and have immediate audience, but you don't have a person standing right next to you, looking them in the eye, proving yourself to them and making that connection. And so I think that's why it's important that we have places like this, radio stations, cafes, places where you can go and you can actually meet people and talk to people, talk to your fans, talk to potential fans, and look them in the eye and talk to them and get to know someone on a soul level. You can't do that as much.
Radio airplay and everything, because hip hop was early. They switched from Public Enemy to NWA. It's like, oh wait a minute, hold on, we got somebody talking positive here, and we're gonna flip over to, well, wait a minute, we can get them talking negative and make this just as much money. Get these positive niggas out of here.
Get poor righteous teachers up out of here.
Right. Get KRS One out of here. We don't
get them out of here.
We don't need to. Quick. We're gonna have them talking about kill that, going against each other.
But Chuck D, ironically, was one of the staunchest people against the MP3. When he said that he touched on things that that was just a myth back then 15 years ago it was a myth, and today it's the norm. When I seen them close Virgin Records down, the record store, in Times Square, where everybody, every independent hustler from New York would take their CD down there, and we would be able to sell. We'll make quotas. 2 months we gonna make $10,000 just off donations. We gonna give the CDs away. You know what I mean? All the tourists that's coming out there, they gonna like what we doing, and they gonna spend the money on it, and that's how we funded ourselves to go, do our little performances to get known out there, right? But closing down the Virgin store in Times Square, that was like symbolic to what they did around the world with music. And it started from here. This was hip hop. This was the passion. You had to go through. You know what I mean? If you seen somebody over there, you like, oh, he ain't digging. He don't even know what he's doing. He pulling out that. You knew who was who, and there was a certain authenticity and kind of acceptance with the hip hop community that was general. Like the kid Lil Yachty, we got him on the interview, and he's saying he don't care nothing about no.
Yeah.
No,
was it the cat that said?
He don't care nothing about the history.
Was it the cat that said?
He didn't check.
Was that the cat that said, if I want to just say throughout the whole song, that's what I'm gonna do?
I'm not sure.
Someone said that.
He's right in a way.
I want to touch on what you was asking about the internet. I actually think the internet kind of destroyed hip hop because before it started, there was a certain amount of passion and a certain amount of dedication it took to even get a song done. Going into that studio, now see, you got these artists going into the studio doing 200 takes, murdering a producer. You know what I mean? We used to hold ourselves to a certain standard where
one take.
If you didn't do one take, the whole crew was talking about you. You know what I mean?
You got charged for ad-libs.
Right. You wasted our time.
You got charged for ad-libs, the chorus,
everything. You had to be ready when you went in that studio. But now with the internet, when the internet came, it made it so easy for these guys just to go home and do whatever, wake up in the middle of the night, just do whatever they feel like doing. Get high and say, this is cold.
How about this?
Hottest song ever.
Not only that, movie production, photography,
everything is oversaturated right now, and that's the key word. The internet oversaturated everything.
It's like the new sport. Like you want to get out the hood playing basketball or football. Right. Now it's rap. It used to mean something to say you rapped or you DJ. Now I DJ, my grandma DJ. And then
you a rapper, you gonna give the DJ your CD, and then he go, hold on, and he give you his CD.
Right. When we first started, when we just record stores was popping, we held pride to having something nobody else had. You sat in the crib and created different styles because you didn't know what the next man was doing. You know what I mean? And then if you heard his music, you always thought, I gotta go home and do something better than that. Not the same thing, better.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? But now, with music with the internet involved, it's like, I don't need to be better, I just need to copy it and get the same response from it. So it watered it down, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can relate to that. I was inspired. I remember listening to De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising, and I was like, man, this is the greatest thing ever. Like I was just. But then years later, I saw Common perform live here in Cincinnati. It was a small venue, and I was right up front, and I was like, whoa! I have to go home. I gotta get in front of the mirror. I gotta put on my beats. I gotta perform. I gotta take my game up to another level. I don't think that happens when you see something online or you just hear the music.
Right.
I think it's a live interaction that we, as people, we crave. We need it, and we have a whole generation of young folks that just don't get it. And not just the evolution of hip hop, just the evolution of media. And we're always looking down. We're not looking at each other, not interacting with one another. But it's still here. There's a lot of cats that are still coming up, trying to do that and trying to preserve that. And it's one reason why a place like this is so important, because it cultivates that.
I think along with both your point and that point as well with the internet, it's like an instant gratification. We get that instantly, obviously. But with that, I think takes away the performance aspect of it. People say, okay, I can check this online. That doesn't mean I have to go to a show. There's no reason. I'm supporting them just by sitting here on this couch or in my room or whatever the case is. So I see that seems to be a common theme. Do you guys see that as well?
Yeah.
Hey,
And you know, it opened the door for somebody that might not get picked up by a label. You do your own thing, do independent, but it also opened a floodgate for trash. You know, like when like running a record pool, we get 60, 70 records a month. Now, like when MP3, anybody can send me whatever. I mean, I can't even keep up with it. It's ridiculous. I mean, I would say there's 10 gigabytes of new music every month. Yeah. I don't even know what it is.
So it's safe to say technology ruined. Going even beyond the internet, just technology.
It did that big time because of the simple fact that
analog.
When De La Soul did it, it was so smooth that nobody really cared because the groove was there. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I'm gonna go back, 95, K Rowley.
Local. See,
when he bust out, Cincinnati owned, Sin City Master. I was in the studio. Rest in peace to my man, Sleazy Cheese. Cheese. Oh man. I mean, Solo Anderson did the chanting on it. DJ Eminem, shout out to him. He did the sample beat. I mean, all that, you know. And the moment that I heard it, bruh, I got to get that. You know, so it's communication, conversation.
Shouts out to K. Riley.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, definitely shouts out to him. But it takes communication and conversation. Therefore, shout out to the DJs most of all. DJs, all DJs all across the land. When you find an artist that's really trying to make something happen and it's hot, you hear it, it sound hot, to your heart it sound hot, to your mind it sound hot, to your soul you know it's gonna be banging.
Yeah.
You got to get it out there.
Yeah.
We the ones who broke it in the clubs, therefore the radio wanted to hear it, because people knew it was out there, but the radio didn't understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The moment I got it, I rocked it over there at Second Martin's. They was like, who is this? This K. Riley. K. Riley? Who's K. Riley? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Then it went to the Wilderness. Then it went to all other type of clubs. Mm-hmm. So it's just like wildfire. When you find something that's straight fire and not that BS, man, crank it as hard as you can. Just like, okay, I ain't trying to do no more shout outs, but just like your boy R. Kelly. He'll have his grooves jumping in his car riding through the hood. You know what I mean? Because he know it's going to bump. Mm-hmm. Do the same thing. If y'all got that vibe and y'all got it in y'all brain for what y'all hear, just like when we was getting the record pool, alright? Certain joints may not sound like nothing, but there are some instrumentals that sound like fire. Mix that vocal with that instrumental. Mm-hmm. We done that so many times. We done already mashed up and blend stuff way back when on tapes, you know what I mean? Cassette tapes, y'all don't understand what that is. But we done that just as well as the pause and play button to record beats over and over again. It's so much here with everybody's, but just as well as individuals, MCs, producers, DJs, you know what I mean? On and on. Don't ever stop for what you feel in your heart. If you got it, it feels to you, you could groove with it, it bumps, rock that. Straight rock that. No matter what nobody else say. Because the moment that you heard it on radio, it may sound like nothing, but it's going to get into your brain. Mm-hmm. And then you going to like, man, I kind of like that song. That song is hot. I dig that song. Because we the ones who pushed it.
That's right. Let me just say one more thing. How many of y'all seen the movie Get Down?
I'm yet to see that, man. I'm trying to see that.
Mr. Science, man.
You seen it?
Oh yeah.
You seen it?
It's called
Get Down.
Get Down.
Oh man, you got to see that. That's executive produced by Nas. It's the history of hip-hop.
It's the history of hip-hop. And it's like, started off with your boy Flash Hurt, all the iconic bros.
Flash is a consultant of the movie. Flash is Cool Herc.
Right. So, just like when I grew up with Sugar Hill Gang and all them, you know what I mean? The very beginning, Sylvia of the Sugar Hill Company and all that. You know, so I know it, but therefore, this Get Down, y'all better peep that. Yeah. I ain't even seen it yet, and I'm still dying to see it. You know what I mean?
Hey. It's dope. The second season coming. It's dope.
Now.
I see none of that accurate.
I'm also say this though.
That touches on hip hop.
Y'all better hold on to it if y'all got a way of recording that. Cause understand that's history, period.
Yeah.
Because if your kids don't know, hip hop is over.
Yeah.
Fresh, can you talk about the Scribble Jam? What was the importance of Scribble Jam, and how did that affect the city?
Yeah. As we proceed, yeah. I'ma give you what you need. Yo, I met this dude when I was 10 years old. And what I love most is he had so much soul. You see, he was old school when I was just a shorty. Never knew throughout my life that he would be there for me. He always whispered in my ear when I was feeling down. Damn, I'm glad I had hip hop around. He would lend me an ear throughout my darkest nights, and he knew just what to say to make me feel right.